Fancy voting in everything I cover, or watching videos at least 7 days early, or getting your name immortalised in each video? Then consider popping the Patreon linked below and supporting the channel.
それは小さな村から始まった。ある日、小さな地鳴りとともに地下墓地の底が抜け。
Big fan of artistic style changes such as these. Gives it a whole other kind of dynamic for storytelling.
魔術師を倒した者には我が国の全てを与えよう。
Not gonna lie, the starting story gives me a right strong Skyrim vibe. Currently got 525 mods installed. Whoop! In a world where nearly every single anime studio heavily relies on CGI for big monsters, it was a pleasing sight to witness this hand-drawn goodness. Honestly, I have yet to see the art style dead on, but so far, animation-wise, it's looking real tasty and crisp and flowing nicely, I think. Ryu Leon from Danmachi? I think I'm saying her name right. Ryu. Not sure if this is real or not, but take a win for an unexpectedly dark turn right off the bat.
そしてもっと困ったことに
シルジャック
今しがた仲間を2人失った
Gobter, from that time I got reincarnated as a slime. A pretty short and sweet, plus easy to understand description of how this stuff works in this world. It's early on, but a really pretty look at this fantasy world's unique looking buildings.
本当に俺についてくる意志があるんだな。どんなことがあろうと。
A nice twist on the usual trope where it's all feel good, we're gonna come along with you no matter what. Instead he's like this, and I did enjoy that. Using elements I praised in Danmachi Season 4 lately, but dialing it up a notch in terms of plants and animals and their ecosystem all within a dungeon. I like that.
うまそうなのがいたはずだ。
無理絶対に無理
Early doors, but nice voice acting there from her. Well, that was hilarious and worth the win all day long.
これを今日の昼飯にしてみよう。
Hands down, one of the best reactions I've seen in an anime in ages now. Having what looks like actual writing in this book instead of just scribbles. 2 wins here. Firstly, I like the notion that a dungeon is a place where a lot of people can end up gathering. That's basically never been done in anime I've seen, bar the safe levels in Danmachi. But also, I'm always praising hand-drawn crowd shots in One Piece. Only seems fair to do it here for this one too.
魔物は迷宮の底から湧いてくるという。
Just a good example of the music. I really like it. It fits the vibe the anime is going for to a T.
もう少し人目のないところでやった方がいいのでは
Okay, I'm gonna say, beautiful looking animation as a whole. Really impressed with it.
と本に書いてあったので食べてみたい。
If they keep up the jokes like this one and a couple prior ones that didn't quite score their own win, then they're gonna have a lot of wins. I felt like I said wins a lot there.
サソリ鍋か。しかしそのやり方には感心せんの。
Monkey D. Garp from One Piece.
熱も通りやすく出汁も出て鍋全体がうまくなる。食べやすいしな。
To be honest, what started as ew, eating monsters has quickly turned into what feels like a legitimate cooking show with not too bad looking ingredients.
初めて死んだのもスライムだった
Cool that his quick thinking saved her life there, maybe justifying his joining their little crew, but also interesting lore that she's already been taken out once. Rather than just saying this stuff, it's great to see them go the extra mile showing it. Goodness me, that looks amazing, like some old oil painting or something. What is this Dungeon Fruit Wars? I love it, it's really so different to normal.
うまい。
そうだろそうだろ。
調理次第でこんなに味が変わるなんて。
Feels like the first time that they sit down and enjoy a meal together should really score a win, so make it so.
うわ美味しい
She has utterly adorable reactions thus far.
レッドドラゴンを料理するのは長年の夢だったのだ。レッドドラゴンか。
Him having a proper and logical reason for wanting to come along on their mission. Not walking to kill a dragon and save your sister on the spot.
村の墓地である地下1階とは違って普通ではない光景が続くようになる。
I really like that. Again, very much akin to Danmachi's massive dungeon, where it's not all caves or whatever, but instead is insanely varied.
何が消化機能はないだ。食べられてんじゃん、思いっきり。
What an amazing joke. For context, they just got done saying that this wouldn't be a thing, but it totally is, and half the win is for equally amazing reactions.
気持ちがいいと思うんだけど、どうだった？
I can't talk about her amazing reactions and then just ignore this happening right afterwards.
少しねじり引っ張るときれいに種が取れる。
Is it just me, or does this not really feel like a cooking show? It's like the way it's animated lends itself perfectly to that vibe. Is it just me? Also, whilst I'm here, I forgot earlier on, so take one for going without an OP this episode. The fact that they made it pour out in chunks rather than having it be all smooth. How come the finished product looks so good though?
できるだけ目立つように。
こういうの処刑場で見たことある。
It's one of those times where you use logical thought and reasoning and yet it turns out way more horrible than you thought it would. Really nice OP, I thought. First thing that stood out was the interesting appeal of the giant and small visuals, and then the song takes over and is a banger. Really good stuff.
さっきのパーティーだ。
あの逃げ方は一番まずい。
I have to say, huge props to them for doing yet another large creature fully hand-drawn and not using CGI. Just felt like I had to include that in this video.
方向からの同時攻撃で気を引けば2つの脳により一瞬体が混乱する。
Beautiful piece of animation done there, to be honest. Loved the idea of it floating over the snake end, across the back, towards the chicken end, and then the slicing attacks. Real nice.
レッドドラゴンは月に一度目覚めて狩りを行うらしい。先日出会ったのはちょうどその時期だったのだろう。
Basically letting us know without saying it that his sister will be fine, albeit likely insanely bored in there, waiting for them to rescue her. Although, has she got food? Water? She going the loo in there?
Marshall だったか。
I knew it was her, and yet I still found it utterly hilarious all the same.
の代用にしてはいけない理由が分かった。
マルセラー！
Very clever idea to do the whole slow motion thing.
はい、私は大変健康です。
いや、ダメだろ。
This anime is totally something else, isn't it? Feels like a lot of wins are going to the finished dishes looking so damn good, but I'm here for it regardless.
今何が起こった？
Stuff like this makes for some tasty lore, I must admit. Could have made it a very simple dungeon, but this expands upon it quite nicely, I think. I'm learning that this guy totally plays by his own rules for some incredibly weird reason.
開いたよ。
おう、油はどうやったら取り出せる？
It's very clever, really, how in depth they take this stuff. Probably more so than any other anime I've seen, including an oil source to create the flame trap.
って指入ってる。
揚げ物に適切な温度だ。
This dude is totally built differently, though. What the hell?
次はこの油を先ほどの火花で熱してくれ。どうして早くせんか？
Nice attention to detail that the oil, now sat at room temperature for who knows how long, is no longer hot, so he's got to go out there and heat it up once again. I can really appreciate all of the extra animation which is poured into this one for its amazing cooking scenes. I ain't ever gonna stop winning the finished product if it looks this good.
この先お前たちと別れるとき、もう一人ではあれを扱えないと思うと残念だ。
What a lovely moment out of the clear blue sky that was genuinely really wholesome. Nice ED, simple but very pretty images, full of character and life, with a nice song to boot. Things such as this help to really build up the lore as well. Just seeing that stone figure up there cracked on one side where it's fallen down feels like someone built it. I love it.
兄さん、私たちの腕じゃまだ城内は危ないんじゃ。
In the vein of lore, I also liked hearing about how this kingdom or dungeon or what have you was once covered in gold and money was made from stripping it over the years, plus seeing them younger. Ah, see what I'm saying? Back then the decoration on the wall was whole. Let's go! Not showing it, but this anime went from happy-go-lucky, let's eat some nice monster food, to oh my god, as a suit of armor stabbed a dude through the throat. Getting to see him in action when he was younger and how he started to become stronger, and obviously the same went for his sister as well, but yeah, nice small character arc.
その時の剣がこれ。
負けてんじゃん。
Big twist right there, as well as he got stabbed too by the thing.
そうか。動く鎧を食べるのは無理か。
Have one for how badly he wanted to be able to eat the armor.
整えよう。退却。
No clue why, but I loved how they did this little scene for some reason. Seriously, that's very impressive animation that I hadn't expected from this kind of an anime. Really glad to see that in episode 3, and hopefully it continues moving forwards. How many anime studios do you think would have done this foe with hand animation? I don't think a great many would have done it, to be honest. A really great art style change all of a sudden.
間違いない。こいつは生き物だ。
Short win, but how there's actual battles beyond slice and dice, where he's learned something new here. So much better than literally just eating food the entire time.
そして食える。
Clearly the most important part for him.
止まるな。固まるとまずい。
選手後ろへ。
Nice to see how well this crew works together, including the dwarf now as well. A very clever scene where he's thinking about what could be inside of them and how they'd be using the armor to fight and thus ruling them out one at a time. Now, I really like that. I don't think many mangakas would come up with something like that. It's very unique, really.
ありがとう戦士。
いっちゃー。猛毒とかだったらどうすんの。
It is early on, but so far, her and her reactions are one of the biggest highlights of the anime for me. She's so good.
なんでみんなそんな目で見るんだ。
Rotating shot mixed with the funny joke of them wanting him to taste it first.
はい。
長らく迷宮にいるが、まさかこいつが食えるとは思わなかったな。
Nice little addition to see them cleaning up the stuff they've eaten off of.
そして仲間が一匹増えたことを他の3人は知る由もない。
No idea why he was quite happy with keeping the thing alive, but hey, that's cool, I dig it. If you've been watching me a long time, you'll know how much I absolutely dig lore like this. Let's freaking go!
が普段拠点としているキャンプ場だ。
ここで暮らしているのか。
It's probably just me, because I'm weird, but I love stuff like this. People passing them in the dungeon, and even him having made a comfy little place to rest down here. Am I alone in this?
何せ害虫がつきにくく、野菜泥棒も追い払う。
それ野菜目当てじゃないだろ。
For some reason, that bit really tickled me. They drive away vegetable thieves. What is this, photorealistic animation? You gotta admit, they put a surprising amount of animation into moments such as these.
許可のない魔法生物の起動は犯罪だよ。
わしはただ土を掘り返して元に戻しているだけだ。
See what I mean about the law? One would think, in a world like this, everyone does what they want. But no, there's rules, and obviously someone making them somewhere. Looks totally delish!
ポーエムの何かが味に影響してるのかも。
やめて。歩こうがわめこうがあれは畑なの。
You know what's funny? I must be learning her as a character already, because she hadn't even said anything about it, but I knew she wouldn't want to mentally consider them coming from monsters.
用を足す場所が決めてある。
いつも綺麗にしてあるし。
I can't believe this is something the mangaka even thought of, but I'm totally here for it. Quite a profound moment there in many ways, as we learn why he's living down there and doing this. He's basically helping to maintain a delicate ecosystem that is better with him inside it. I liked it.
それにお前たちが栄養不足で死んでは目覚めも悪い。
As a whole, it was a very sweet moment too, that served to tell us way more about his character and his kindness.
その客の多くは
I am such a big fan of this whole people live in the dungeon, or at least spend a lot of time in them, so people set up stores and places for people to meet. Such a big fan! This anime, man, it totally goes from, oh, it's so nice, they're gathering veggies and trying to sell them, to an orc just entered the place and shanked a dude.
お前が人間やエルフとつるむとはな。
得意先ってひょっとして。
彼らのことだ。
It's kind of dark, really, isn't it? I don't hate it, but like, they took out everyone in that room, and now they're going to trade veggies with them. That this is the cage where they're keeping them.
そこにいるエルフや人間どもは我々の仲間をたくさん殺して領土を奪った。
Makes way more sense why they attacked back there, especially when you consider that they used to live up on the surface originally. What's good though is how it's not black and white. They weren't just entirely victims, they also attacked other races. They were raiding the surface, so they got attacked down there and so on.
パンの完成じゃ。
Looking so good I had to show it first and then speak over it.
父ちゃん、みんなで作ったのにあの人たちは食べられないの？
Ah, that's nice. The innocence of youth breaking through. I did say I ain't ever gonna stop, and I ain't ever gonna stop.
俺たちがレッドドラゴンを倒す。あなたたちの集落には一切関与しない。
おい、地図を持ってこい。
They shared a meal together, got over some old wounds a little bit, and now he puts his trust in the human man. That was really good. Easy win for this. Again, if you know my channel, you'll know this is my jam. It's the jam I spread on the toast that is my likes of anime, if that makes any sense. But yeah, lovely moment. Getting to see a part of the human world again, as it's been a few episodes now, it's a real difference. If the last one scored a win, then this much longer sequence really had to as well, seeing the town and street, and then the stores where they buy their food.
7日分でこの重さ。一月も潜ってる人たちはどうしてるんだろう。
How realism is kept a nice focus on, not many other anime consider this kind of thing, like the weight of days worth of food and water for multiple people. Also though, Karane from the 100 Girlfriends, and also Miko from Love is War.
迷宮の形が変化していたり、何か異変が起きているのは確実なんだ。
The lore really does just keep on getting better and better, learning how the monsters are now more active than before, and that the shape or layout of the dungeon is changing.
よし、とりあえず今回はここまでにして町へ戻ろう。
あらら、町に戻る途中だったみたいね。
Wait, what? What the hell? That happened like 6 seconds apart. Plot twist win?
俺を抜けと言っているような気がする。
This is absolutely brilliant, that the creature inside his sword was able to sense that something wasn't right and ended up defending them here. I beyond love it.
巣を砕いて一緒に煮詰める。瓶に詰め替えたら。
Without a doubt, the weirdest dish he's made so far this season. It's so strange looking. It looks like pancakes with gems and coins, but still a nice looking image to score a win. This first person view is perhaps even better though, to be fair. That looks insane.
さすがに本物の宝石は食べられまい。
I had a feeling that was going to happen, but it still didn't stop it from being bloody hilarious. I mean, this guy clearly doesn't care about cash. He let them throw gems over the side. Kawaii!
任せて。傷つける必要はないから。
待て、ファリー、無茶するな。
ごめんなさい。返してもらうね。
Little flashback that gives us a nice understanding of the kind of woman his sister is and how kind she is too. Seeing this, because it shows how much she did mean to him. In fact, this episode in general is doing a good job of showing that to us.
自分たちの力で何とかしなくては。セシ、俺にも手伝わせてくれ。
Surprisingly, there's some nice character growth to be seen as a whole in this episode. Instead of saying, I can't do this, or someone else can do that, they're stepping up. It's really good.
アイスができた。
You're crazy if you thought that wouldn't get a win. It's so pretty.
ちょっとプルプルしてんのか。
舌触りがまろやかでいいね。
It's really adorable how much he likes his new sword buddy. Too long to get away with showing, but the whole ending. He says if she were here, wouldn't have lovely ice cream. This angered them, but it's not how we meant it. It's so good.
この部屋は食堂だったのかね。
かつては豪奢な食卓だったろうにな。
But like, how did this all get down there? Who put it here and why?
そうだよ、いいところだったのに。
はい。さあ、これを運んで。まったく。
It feels like in this anime basically anything can happen, and that's pretty amazing. I mean, he's currently inside a painting to try and eat some stuff inside it. It's entertaining madness.
見ろ、この利発そうな顔。
A bit niche with this one, but Norland from One Piece, for context, he's the guy everyone called a liar in the Sky Island saga. Great job he did voicing that. Plus the Jaeger King in Trails.
デルガル、さっきの絵の赤ん坊？
If you think about it, this is actually an awesome way by which to introduce us to so much lore from the rest of the world above the dungeon. Painting number 3, food.
この子は。
お前城のものではないな。
やばい。
何をしている？
Truly some brilliant twists in the story. For context, he came across this elf in all 3 paintings, and suddenly it goes down like this. It's creepy, but also insanely interesting.
よし、鍵も罠もかかってない。
Even though it's done for laughs, it's still good to see moments from when they were younger. So far, we've had it for all but the dwarf.
こういうのいつか絶対損するよ。
はい
よよよ。
She really is, without a doubt, one of the best things about this anime so far. Again, good attention to detail as he wakes her up prior to leaving the room so there's someone on watch.
こう。
I'm a big fan of when they do these bits. Trigger really do some excellent pieces of animation. Originally I was going to include this with the previous win, but no, it should really get its own standalone win for that. It's looking 16 times better than I thought it would.
取れやすい。
すげえうまい。
This very funny moment as they use his tools to eat with, but also how they totally changed up the art style for a moment there to really highlight the humour. Darth Weirdo, Fidji, Mal Liao, Mushwin, Nick Wyndham, The Elementator Wars, Christopher Willis, Emmanuel Gonzalez, Fancy Turtle, Kepan, Minimasher, Marquez, Nozomi, Orkeeper, Autobotanisi, Steelers, The Epic Commander, Bird Without a Word, Brendan Greer, Brian Bayard, Cameron, Christopher Tarasa, Commander Cyrus, David Freerix, Devicool, Doggos for Life, Dragonstorm 35, Guru, James DeFoyer, Your Edvinson, Kevin Alston, Cumfroik, Miura Night Sky, Mr. Mansu, Nightly Winter, Peter Milligan, Robert Jackson, Ruby Rose, Sataki Ari, Zions 44, Sean, Starkip, Tiger Lily Warrior, Alexander Schwartz, Ali 50, Amadillo, Arnador, Brainless Ben, Cecilia, Cedric, Cloud Garden, Dante's Soul, Dante's Face, Doug Love Bloody Soul, Donald Newborn, Dragon Defender, Dragon Boy 1, Drake's Daughter, Iso, Francie, Furious Mo, Garrett Vermeesh, Henrik Jensen, Host Losritter, Israel Caldera, Jokerins, Jason Davies, John, Jaffa 6263, Kai Wolfspring, Kelnock, Kevin Nelter, Kevin 102, Knuckle Duster, Cody Niemeyer, Kai 158, Carl Jones, Laxor, Laxus, Liam Gagati, Lifty, Lionel Schultz, Luis Minito, Marvin, Mason Stelfer, Matthew Blancet, Michael Lewis, Miran Ardron, Modavirum, Mr. Firecool, Nathaniel Gigramosa, Natsu Dragneel, Nick Monaco, Nick Pell, Nuvagown 1928, Oliver Smiley Reacts, Olive Wharf, Onyx Caliph, Oscar I. Lopez, Owen Halloran, Porgy, That's a Fish, Q-Flash, Chris Harris, Rimuru, Rodies, Roll Tide Wes, Ryan DeViri, Sadaholic, Sakumi Aorum, Sarcastic Truth, Shadow Cleanser, Snowy, Stan, Storm 970, TRS, The Danish Muggle, Thrasher 340, Tomo Sandy, Vernon Hogan, Wacky Normal, Will Sass, Willy Man.